which is on campus, and that gives the food to students who are searching for in need, which is why we want to endorse the high merit of food, which is something we support as well. So we're happy to be working with them on that. Wednesday is the Minute to Win It and trivia. So we're going to be challenging each other in bracket tournament style, answering questions about Greek life, answering questions about CSU history, answering questions about elementary education or like common interesting facts, things along those lines. So people can come see us competing against each other not only on the field, on Greek games, but also through books and through game knowledge, whether it be just living on campus, or things you didn't know, or things that might go, oh wow, I am practical here, things along those lines. And then Thursday is Greek Sing, team dance off rap battle. So essentially this is allowing people to orchestrate how creative they can be, and basically enhance harnessing all the talents of the members, right? So we want to make sure that everyone has a place. And we want to harness all the talents that everyone has, so demonstrating their creativity or otherwise ingenious abilities to form a choreographed routine of about 10 minutes and dancing in a cohesive manner between two different organizations to the numbers of either 15 or 10 people and working together along those lines. And that's what everyone really wants, is inter-organizational cooperation. You know, everyone wants to reinforce the idea that we're all here to support each other and to like make CSU better than, you know, what it was when we got here, and always improving. So that demonstrates creative ability. And then Friday is Greek Games, which obviously, as you can imagine, is a series of events. So there's like a pyramid build, there's a tug of war, a relay race, and then my favorite is like a kickball tournament. So everyone just kind of gets mangled into random teams, and then they kind of tour off and really have a chance to intermingle with not just other members of the chapters, but also getting to know everyone in the Greek community and like finding out, oh, I didn't know you took this class, or like, oh wow, I sat by you this year, whatever. So again, it's just continually reinforcing that we're all students here. We all want to have a fantastic experience. We want to grow as leaders, and we want to, I guess, understand our place in society. And it lowers us down to this humble stature that if we want something good to happen, we are responsible for that happening. Okay, and that's what this is. Again, is a sense of community, a sense of security. When people feel secure, they want to expand. You know, they want to share that. You know, when someone's negative, they recede. When they, well, I mean, like honestly, like when you don't feel like you're in a positive, enhancing environment, enriching, you recede. But that's not what we want. We want people to feel secure. We want people to feel included. We want people to feel like, yeah,
welcome.
Very welcome.
People who aren't in Greek life, we want them to feel welcomed, even if they're still not interested in. But we want them to actually want to come to our events and want to like be a part of something on CSU campus.
Exactly. And maybe you don't want to be doing the same thing I'm doing. Okay, it's a little bit different, but I'll find a place for you to do something. We have someone that can help you find what you want to do. And our members not only belong to our chapters, but our members are also found in all sorts of student organizations, all sorts of departments. Furthermore, our students will grow on to become the CEOs, the founders of Fortune 500s from things such as Hewlett-Packard or Doritos or Home Depot or, I mean, J.H. Whitney. I mean, these are companies that are founded or CEOs or manned by members who are in Greek life in their collegiate career. So a lot of these events are basically to make sure that we have the basis, the groundwork, to conduct these events in such a way that would promote this feeling of community. Do you have any questions specifically about any of the things we've asked for, or any of the, do you need explanation, or how can we help you, help us?
I don't have your budget right in front of me. How much are you asking for again?
Okay, so the total amount. Okay, thank you.
They have like, it's total 11, but how come it is revenue fund? Like 49, 90 something is from us. So,
Sounds like that.
yeah. Question number one.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's like you are asking for the whole budget you have available for the year, so we will ask a lot of questions.
Okay, that's fine, please.
The max per year is $5,000 for all campus events and like 2,000 for conferences and stuff, you know.
I mean, okay, yeah, okay.
You said like the events are going to be open for everyone, but also like participating in those competitions, like everyone can form a team and join the competition.
So I mean, along those lines, our competitions are regulated heavily, understanding who is involved, making sure the correct paperwork is submitted. that will allow us to conduct the event without risk of CSU having any sort of liability or litigation, like anything that would inhibit us having a safe and legal event.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
as long as they follow like all these rules and instructions, they can participate.
perhaps, so Minute to Win It, someone could participate in, which is on Wednesday. Greek games, that wouldn't necessarily be the case.
But those, they're welcome, like to come support and come watch and like, more of like a sporting event, like those type of things. People can go, yeah, so it's just
Yeah.
regular people
So-
that are not like, per se, athletic, to come support other students who just like aren't on a sports team or things like that.
math and stuff, yes.
And then the idea is that they see it, then they know there will be another one next year.
Okay.
And next year, and next year, next year,
Yeah.
next year. Like, so it's a building
Um,
in that sense.
The event Saturday is closed.
Yes.
It's only for you guys. What is
Yes.
it about and like how?
So the only-
is that part of the budget?
So that is the banquet and the awards ceremony, which is essentially a celebration again of all the things we've accomplished in the entire year. So this reflects on chapter advisors, this reflects on academic achievement of our members, this their service. So the one that I have now, the major things that we're asking for are really just conference services costs. So like facility costs, housekeeping, AV equipment, and then the other thing would be like decorations and DJ, which is like $600, that part.
All these are related to that day.
Correct.
I'll explain.
Okay.
So I can ask all the questions then. I see clothing, speed shirts for the week. So the shirts, who do they go to?
The t-shirts?
Yeah.
So these are just going to be general Greek Week t-shirts. So these will go to all the constituent members that are in each of the member organizations that we essentially represent. So there's 8 chapters, each of them ranging from 20 to 60, 45 members. And each of them will get a t-shirt. Anyone else that wants to participate, I don't see any problem with them getting a t-shirt, considering the fact that it wouldn't really go against any guidelines. So if you come to an event and you want to participate or watch or however else you would see yourself participating, I don't see why that wouldn't be the case, that other people couldn't get the t-shirts, because I said it's also serving as a recruitment activity, and obviously people wearing our memorabilia is an excellent way of not only getting them, but seeing other people having that shirt on from another perspective.
And I think going off of that, t-shirts like this, because this is so many people participating in these events, the t-shirts are kind of a big deal because you'll see these kids wearing these t-shirts all 4 years of their college experience, which t-shirts might not be a big deal, but you see somebody in class and they're wearing a t-shirt that you know you have, or you're, oh, interested in that event, what is this? It kind of promotes that campus unity or that Greek life recruiting event. Those t-shirts will kind of spread out all these like ranges.
Yeah, so we don't have a problem with the t-shirt, it's the distribution of the t-shirts.
So a majority of the t-shirts will be handed out Monday. Like I said, everything is highly regulated. So everyone who is already in an organization has been registered. So I have a list of people and a list of shirt sizes that they.
Here I'll stop you like, so like I can,
Yeah.
because we already have a problem right here.
Okay.
So the thing is, all this budget,
Uh-huh.
every line item of it has to go to the part that's like available to everyone. Like, for example, not everyone can attend the game, but they can come and watch, but they're not getting shirts.
They can.
If they participate in the game.
Well, if they come. I don't see any reason, like that's the thing, is that the money is going to be utilized. So in such a way that if they show up and they can't participate in the games, they will get something to take away. So whether or not it's the experience of seeing other people participating or somebody dragging them down and saying, hey, sit with us. I mean, we will take the extra t-shirts, if there are extra t-shirts, and have them at each event ready for people to take away. So if you're not a Greek member, obviously we want you to become a Greek member, right? So,
we wanted to start the other way around, for
uh-huh.
people to get the shirts, and if there is any extra, then you get it. Not you get it first, and then we get the extra.
Well, I think where this is tough compared to what we've done in the past is when it's the Greek groups, this is like 400 people. So, I mean, so what we're doing really is we are transparent about like what our decision making has led to. So we're thinking in the past, groups of like 20 or 30 have come to us and like, we want shirts for our members. And we're like, well, no, like, we're not gonna do that. But sometimes, I can't remember the other group, sometimes we've had groups here where it's like, okay, maybe you have to be Greek to get the shirt, so then that starts to be wonky, but then we're talking about 400 people versus 20 people, so that just is an interesting gray area for us, that's just sort of what we're thinking about with that.
And because,
Huh?
Like,
As long as they're sleepless.
like saying, they asked for shirts for their participants, but anybody was able to like sign up and participate. So it was like,
but
it wasn't for a specific group, it was for an event. And so you signed up for the event and you got a shirt. It's almost like a randomness of it or something.
But there was like no certain days restricted or certain moments or certain games or certain areas.
For the bike game.
Yes,
Yeah.
everything was, you come, you sign up, you good. Here we have like some recruiting, some this, some, and like,
It's a gray still.
yeah.
Gray
So for
area.
example, like whatever
Yeah.
has to do with recruiting, like that's off limits for us. And I know like that all makes you guys look.
So you're thinking, sorry, so in the past, we've said no to recruitment events, meaning people recruiting people off campus. What he's saying is when Greeks or any student organization does an event on campus, they're recruiting because anybody sees this group, whether it's Jump Tank or a Greek group and says, oh, I want to be a part of that. So it's not recruiting. We had a group who wanted to recruit high school students.
Okay.
And so, sorry, there's certain buzzwords that
They-
trigger
I mean,
suspense.
I mean, I understand what they're asking, but the term of recruit is more along the lines of, I see it, I want it, not, oh, you're asking for me to collect
You
these
don't make
funds.
yourself appealing or.
Right, I mean, exactly, it's a simple
$30,000,
identification.
how many shares can you get?
So going out now, we have it for $10 per shirt for about 300. Is the approximation that we have.
See, at the minute to win event is like
Yeah.
a perfect example, like ideal of what we would want like every event to be. And
Which is
the
asking
idea
for
of
entry.
distributing t-shirts where it's like anybody can go do the minute for winning, like get a t-shirt. Like, that's the ideal that we want because we don't want like students CSU money, tuition money, which is what this fund runs out of. We don't want that going to like just like frats and sort of like just great
Fraternities.
Yeah.
But I get the idea. I get what you're saying, I totally get it. And again, I would like to reinforce the idea that we're not celebrating ourselves. We're not saying, oh, we're Greeks, we're fantastic. That's not really the idea. The idea is to show that we're celebrating a sense of community. We stand for excellent characteristics that are found throughout society. We really want to enforce that and drive that home. And again, the idea of having a t-shirt is not only, again, a celebratory ornament, it is more along the lines of, like I said, brand image marketing. It's a symbol that represents a week-long series of events that demonstrate the abilities of Greeks and demonstrating the abilities of what anyone would want a professional graduating from Cleveland State University to have. And that's leadership, that's communication skills, that's organizational skills. I mean, just a variety of abilities that, and that's what it's symbolic for. Yeah.
So you guys have 300 shirts, right?
Yeah.
That you're gonna go over.
Yeah.
How many people are on that list?
So it varies depending on statuses, but like I would say probably,
Like you have that list of like people you have for like t-shirts.
it's probably floating around maybe 230,
So you're talking about 70 students, or 70 t-shirts.
essentially. But like I said, that varies, it's just a really rough estimate. Yeah. I don't know how this goes, but yeah.
So you said there's gonna be like events there and events, right?
So in the Minute to Win It event, yes, there is potential for that to happen. Other events aren't necessarily playing for like immediate gratification, but along the lines of like bragging rights, winning of like just a nice little certificate at the end. But
I think it's not really about winning materialistic items, it's more
Right.
about like building friendships, showing CSU that we are like a united university, not just a united Greek life, which is really important because CSU, some people, they commute, which I commute, and you go to class, you go home, and you're like, all right, this is like, I don't know, college isn't for me or something like that, but then you join an organization or you see other fun things. This goes along with like the lines of CAB, like they have these huge events to show students like, oh, you don't just go to class and you go home, you build friends, you build a sense of community, you can make your experience great at CSU, and it's not just any like oh, I'm going to school and I'm going home today, that's all I have in my work. It's more of like, I love CSU because it has the potential to bring students together, offer me these great events to do and participate in, and learn a lot of like skills that I can apply to my outside life. So that's kind of what the point, I think, of Greek life and Greek week as a total, like, the reason is because we want to promote campus unity, not so much Greek life unity.
I definitely get it. And I wasn't trying to imply that, you know, the winners of these games were looking for material stuff.
Yeah.
But what if you did give out shirts for the winners? Now, hold on.
It was the only insurance.
Hold on. You're ordering 300 shirts.
Yes.
At about $10 a piece.
Right.
How many people do you think will go, roughly?
So currently registered, I mean, like I said, it varies, but like, I would say maybe 230 is probably a decent rough estimate. Yeah. But again, a lot of these events aren't necessarily like, you show up, play a game, and then win a prize. It's not like carnival style, if that makes sense. But it is a potential outcome, especially for like having people show up to like a parade and stuff.
Are these, and I'm sure that you want to do this, that these are the lowest price shirts that you can find there.
$10 for a shirt seems like, yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go first.
Right, okay, so the whole Greek thing, the Greek, it makes sense, it's a great event, love the message. Is there another way you can pay for the t-shirts? Because I think it seems like we're hung up on the t-shirts. We can't fund t-shirts that go to, see, what people are coming up with, it's that
This is the
if you
thing.
buy t-shirts and you give them to people with a specific preference,
We can't.
you can't tell them that?
So, I mean, fortunately, they do have some funding through my office. So I encourage them to come to student government to ask for money.
So you brought this, you brought.
What, you guys can't handle
There are
it?
many things we
The
can.
thing is like, we want to discuss t-shirts on our own, we don't have to open it here.
Yeah.
We just like discuss, everyone's asking for shirts, just over like order of maybe overseas, so different.
I have a
We're saying is like.
question, not related to shirts.
Like, you-
We just, we're ready. Let's just drop the shirts for a
Shirts
second.
alone.
So tell me about these.
This, the t-shirts were just like a bonus, but if it's a no-go, that's cool too, because we're not just about, yeah, like that was just a bonus of the thing, the whole like point of coming to ask for funding, that was just a bonus of it. We have not had expectations, like I've never, the first time I requested money, I didn't know about it. So we kind of just didn't really know where that was coming from, so that, the t-shirt thing is fine, because $10, you can buy it. So if the t-shirts is the problem, we don't need them.
But I would.
We'll
love
buy
to
them.
be able to
Yeah, we'll
afford
buy
it.
them.
I will
Like,
love. But, yes.
Okay, I feel like the whole message of the event itself is what is important.
Yes.
You guys are gonna do it no matter what. And, but like, for the situation at hand, asking for funds from SGA, where you're supposed to have some funds that benefit everyone, how do you usually advertise? Like, how do you bring people to your event? Not necessarily the Greek organizations, but like all of CSU.
Okay, so like a lot of heavy marketing will go into that one. I've been responsible for marketing campaigns in the past. For different events. It's not something that I'm passing off gently. It's something that I take very seriously. It's something that I am very interested in. I love, off the cuff, I love graphic design. It's something that I'm very interested in. It's not an opportunity that I would pass up. Again, like I said, half celebration, half recruiting. This is an opportunity to get our message out there, to get our letters out there, to get our purpose out there, and to show what we're capable of. And what better way to do that than demonstrate with an image that is appealing and aesthetic. And then getting more people to come benefits us in the long run because it's already getting them involved in something that we would have otherwise had to do on our own. There's power in numbers and the situation is no different. I think that by having the massive amounts of people that we'll have at events and having these people talk to their friends that might not be Greek, but they are Cleveland State University students, just as equal, coming to these events, and that alone drives people to our purpose. So along the lines of spreading our message, using, like for example, the TV demonstrations that are now live through OrgSync, it's definitely an opportunity that we want to jump on.
well, for marketing,
Our 5 minutes also.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
I I think we should let these nice people
Yeah.
go. Y'all are.
I mean, I'll answer questions on
You're
that.
targeting
For
them.
marketing, I say, the main like sources we will use to market is obviously requesting to have access to paying like flyers and posters and things like that. We're gonna have tabling events in the student interlink, and I know a lot of Greek Life and like other student organizations like CAB and things like that are huge on social media. So like people in every organization, you have 44 members with 1,000 followers. That's a lot of followers that are mostly majority college students at CSU because yeah.
Sorry, I mean, I get the marketing is gonna go out there, but it's more like, how do you get people that aren't just in the Greek organizations? Like, are you saying specifically like?
That's exactly what this is. It's
Right, but is the marketing catered to people that are just not in Greek organizations?
come out to
Yeah.
our, yeah, I mean, like,
Yes.
are you looking to join? Are you, I mean, like, these
The
are,
goal
Right.
is to show
Yes.
campus that Greek life exists.
like, recruiting happens 365, I mean, 24/7, like, nonstop. If you're a breathing Greek, you're recruiting. So, I mean, like, it's,
It's not even recruiting, it's more like making friends.
right, letting people know we're here.
That's
and
what
we're
I mean,
ready.
like, trying to get the people there so you
Yeah.
can mingle with them.
Yeah, make friends. I like to, the way I personally recruit is make friends first, not shove my organization down your throat. I really like to show like, hey, like how are you? How's your class schedule? Like, do you want to be friends? Do you want to hang out off campus? Things like that. And then if they're interested, that's how I really like to look at it.
Friends
Sounds
first,
great.
others second.
Yeah.
It's
Sounds
kind of
good.
like it.
You guys know how to do, if you guys have posters, you guys know how to like bring them to like conference services?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions?
No.
Yeah, my question
Thank
for
you
you,
so much.
coming from the people here.
LMAO. Thank you so much for your time.
He's on the t-shirt, let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Sleeveless all
Extra
over.
small, baby.
Yeah, it's medium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
$10.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
See you
take care,
guys.
good weekend.
You too.
Yeah, we shouldn't have discussed t-shirts that long.
Yeah, I don't
We
know
should
why
have
you're.
just held it up for our own meetings.
This is the first time that we've had a situation like this, where there's this is gonna benefit so many.
Yeah, the like,
Because that's what we did.
we don't have a great area, so it's like,
Right.
something people, so this is a lady.
So it's like.
all right, pre-occupational therapy is not out there, so we're going to pre-both.
We think about this.
All right, go to the next one. Yeah, we got time to make up.
All right, I gotta go.
Pre-vet,
Yeah, pre-vet's gonna come up.
bye Janet. Arlen, give me some basil.
Good luck, have fun.
Thank you.
I gotta go.
No, basil. Basil chip. That's what it's called. Basil. Oh, it's basil. Yeah, I'm saying.
She going?
Yeah, she's gotta go.
Sorry, it's been a very long day. We wanted back.
Yeah.
Everyone is hungry for.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Pre-med, right?
Yeah, you bet.
Pre-vet?
Ready when you are.
Okay.
5 minutes on the short minute.
Good afternoon. My name is Chris McFarland. I'm the president of the CSU Pre-Vet Club, and I'm here to make our case for our funding for our trip to the Midwest Veterinary Conference, which is this weekend. So, first, we have reserved rooms at the hotel, at the Days Inn by Wyndham, Columbus Fairgrounds, and we have reserved 5 rooms for 2 nights, for 2 beds each, for a total of 9 students. Before taxes, the amount is $792. The taxes and fees are $134.60, which the grand total will be $926.60. And now I will speak with the hotel manager upon arrival and present him with our tax exempt form, to see if he can remove any applicable taxes from that so we can keep the number as low as possible. Next, we have the registration fees for attending the Midwest Veterinary Conference itself. And thankfully, the pre-vet student rate is only $20 per person, which is much better than the rate for full-fledged veterinarians, which is about $200 or $300. So at 9 students, at $20 per student, the total would be $180. And again, I will present our tax exempt form upon purchasing the tickets to see if they can remove the applicable taxes. Next, the mileage to Columbus. So from CSU to Columbus, it is 139 miles. So the round trip, therefore, is 278 miles. And we have 3 drivers, so that brings the round trip total mileage to 834 miles. And now with mileage reimbursement rate at 54.5 cents per mile, that would bring the total reimbursement requested for $454.53. And again, we will take screenshots of the actual GPS when we leave today. I included the little previews in the slides that I
I think
had.
it's gonna be a mile more, a mile less.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because actually, when I did it today, it was $3 less, or 3 miles less than $3 less for 1 mile.
Since last time when you checked it, the gas went up by 40 cents.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But, yeah, there's many people going, so everything sounds very, reasonable. Any questions? And they're going to Columbus also, like just $900 compared to what we talked about. So, yeah, thank you for being thoughtful, have a great weekend. Do you have a question, Brad?
No, I had more like things to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, if you want, I got like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I think you're.
Oh, no, you're good, yeah. That makes me feel more comfortable. So the hotel would be $926.60, the registration is $180, and then the mileage reimbursement is estimated to be $454.53 for a grand total of $1,561.13. And then, so the benefit to the Pre-Vet Club members is attending the Midwest Vet Conference will provide opportunities to club members to explore.
You said for mileage $1,000?
No, that was the grand total
Oh,
for everything.
I see 1,500 is the 47, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, and that was the one I submitted was $3 more than what I
okay.
calculated today.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Because I think it depends on where you pick on campus you're leaving. So yeah, no, definitely not $1,000 for driving. So attending the conference will allow the members to explore the multitude of careers and specialties within veterinary medicine, to attend lectures focused on specific issues and breakthroughs in various specialties within the veterinary field, to network with a diverse group of veterinary medical professions ranging from veterinarians to veterinary students to veterinary technicians and non-medical veterinary staff, and then to provide a sense of the dedication required by veterinarians to stay up to date with research and advancements in veterinary medicine. And then how is this going to benefit CSU as a whole? So approval, but yeah, exactly, right? So approval for funding of our trip to the Midwest Vet Conference will demonstrate CSU's investment in preparing its students for the rigors of their professional careers through exposure to the continuing education requirements of veterinarians to keep their medical licenses active and to stay up to date on current research, to exposure to professional level lectures as a preview of the academic intensity found in veterinary medical school, opportunities to network with veterinary medical professionals and potentially with CSU alumni, and then most importantly, to demonstrate to prospective CSU students that the student organizations at CSU offer professional opportunities for career exploration and graduate level academic lectures that make for competitive graduate school applications. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I thought, hope it's not too silly, not too unprofessional.
That's great.
The food is low, animals covered in money.
We don't have any extra questions from the last 3 minutes.
Sweet. Perfect.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
Thank you, you're excited to set off now. Awesome. Thank you so much.
That was between that, right?
Yeah, and Pre-Occupational Therapy Association Council, and Sky Club Council, and now you have
Public Relations Society?
the PRS.
You toss me a roasted gar?
Getting hungry now?
Yes, I didn't eat lunch. I'm dying, I'm a growing boy. Oh.
We are out of biscuits. You see what
Yeah, they're laying on the floor.
Cameron, it's not our fault that you can't lay. Okay? It's not our fault you can't lay.
Thank you. Spencer, Public Relations Society.
Or whomever is there.
You got more than that, right? You finished those two?
We still have no other.
Oh, I don't care.
No, I mean, those are
No, those are empty. These are the ones that were on the ground?
No, there's two.
No, the ones on the ground are
Should get those, Karen.
Oh, I'll do. Put them in there.
Really easy.
I have kids that sneeze in my
I was
mouth
about to
every
say,
day, man. Eating off the ground is the least of my worries. I mean, someone put that dog food in their shoes, but.
You're probably like, oh.
Yeah, I took an
Because you
accounting
probably
exam
called all the
earlier, maybe.
bacteria, that's probably how it works.
Oh, non-food.
I don't feel it.
Are they out there? Nope, bye. Is anybody out there? kind of the worst part of this is they're like,
You started.
we had a situation once where like, we had this like 30-minute gap because like nobody showed, like it was just 2 or 3 people didn't show up in a row, and then we had to like hope that the last people showed up.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you have your first professor cancel, or your last professor cancel, and then your middle one is unsure. Like, I might be canceling class, might have a dentist appointment, it's like,